Return of Julie Ertz for the first time since the Olympics.
Yeah, let's not bury the lead. That is the story. Now, when talking about this, I think it's important, first off, to understand that there are, I guess at this point, contractual and therefore binding types of things that have to happen when U.S. women's national team players and U.S. men's national team players, for that matter, are not part of the team. From the women's side, when you're pregnant and these types of things, and when you take time off, there are things that have to happen. And we know that Julie Ertz has taken, now it's been 20 months since her last competitive game. She has had a child during that time and has kind of been out of sight and out of mind, so much so that I think a lot of us looked at 2023 and Australia and New Zealand as this was not going to include Julie Ertz. And that's a big loss, especially for a team that has relied on her so much over the last two World Cups and is vying for that unprecedented third in a row. So to see her name there was kind of jarring because I don't think a lot of people expected this. And I don't think this is just contractually satisfying what the CBAs are with the national team. I do think this is with an eye to her potentially coming back and being as important as she can be and as we have seen her in the past. Now, she's still got a long way to go. She doesn't have a team yet. She obviously hasn't played a soccer game, but there is plenty of soccer available for her to play, as Vlatko Andonovski made very, very clear, and for others to play as we lead up to it. And he made it very clear that just because you're on this list doesn't mean that you are going to necessarily be on the World Cup team, and just because you're not on the list also doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be on the World Cup team. But the story is Julie Ertz. Now, Julie Ertz, let's say she's at 75. She says she's been working out, and she put out a statement, and she says she's been working out. Let's say she's at 75%, 80%, all right? Even an 80% Julie Ertz, all right, is better than what the U.S. women's national team has in this midfield right now. And it's not that they don't have quality and talent, but Julie Ertz is that good and that important, as we have seen. So if she can come back even to an 80% level, that still gives me more confidence for the U.S. midfield, which is something that has been a source of consternation and change. So to have her come back and solidify it, if she can, at the highest level, that is great because Julie Ertz is that important to this national team. And look, I am praying and knocking wood that her comeback stays on course and that she starts playing soccer, obviously, because I think that she can come in, not miss a beat, and automatically with her being there, she can make this team better.
But you would agree this is an indictment on the Andy Sullivans of the world. If Vlatko felt good about that position, he would not be bringing Julie Ertz back into the fold.
It is. I mean, you can look at it that way. I would look at it the other way. I would look at it as this is how dominating and awesome Julie Ertz is, okay? I mean, if N'Golo Kante came back, you wouldn't say, oh, this is an indictment on the midfield. You say this is one of the great players who fundamentally changes not only the team dynamic, but how the team wants to play and how Vlatko Andonovski actually can play because of the space and the space on the field and the space in the opposition in terms of what she can do out there. So I look at it the other way. I look at it as this is much more a confirmation about how good Julie Ertz is and can be.
You like that clip? Well, my State of the Union podcast drops every week. Subscribe now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You like that clip? Well, my State of the Union podcast drops twice a week right here on my very own YouTube page. The only way to stay up to date is to hit that subscribe button down below. Size the day, and see you soon.